Dear friends, welcome to Allen's Academy of Commerce. Today we are going to discuss about the role of finance decisions to be made by the financial manager. So there are four important decisions which are to be taken by the financial manager for the efficient performance of a firm or an industry. So these four decisions are the fund requirement decision, the first and the foremost one. The second one is the financing decision. The third one is the investment decision, and the fourth one is the dividend decision. So today we are going to discuss in detail about all this. So now we go on with the first decision, the fund requirement decision. That is the first and the foremost decision to be taken by every financial manager relating to the forecast of the funds required. So what do you mean by forecast is, you are going to predict, the financial manager is going to predict the future at present. That is about forecasting. So what is required? The required funds. What are the required funds for the long-term purpose or the long-term investment? So what do you mean by for the long-term purpose? For the investment in fixed assets. So the finance manager has to see what are the funds required for investing in fixed assets. So he has to make a careful estimation of funds and the timing of acquiring the funds. So careful estimation means the time at which the funds are being acquired for proper functioning. That should be identified by the financial manager. And also the assessment of the working capital has to be considered. So how can he assess the working capital? Working capital is nothing other but to the funds required for the day-to-day administration of the business. So now there should be a proper balance between the current assets and the current liability. So what do you mean by this? Assessment should be made. What are the funds which are being blocked in current assets and how the funds are to be generated through current liabilities. Here proper estimation should be done by the financial manager. That is what we say as the assessment of working capital. And now the funds generated for short periods. So even the funds which are generated for short periods can be either through trade credit or bank overdraft or commercial papers, as already you know. So the funds which are generated for short periods also should be identified by the financial manager. So here the financial manager has to make an estimation for the long term purpose of the funds to be invested in fixed assets, as well as he has to assess onto the working capital. So investment in fixed assets as well as the working capital requirements has to be seen by the financial manager. So for this purpose he has to apply the techniques of budgetary control. In commercial terms, control has a specific idea. Specific idea in the sense, control means there will be an estimation done by the finance department or by the financial manager, and they will be working on the estimations where they will be reaching the actuals. So when they reach the actuals, there will be some deviations which are being found. So estimations minus the actuals gives you the difference or the deviations, and wherever there is any flaws or deviations found, there will be corrective action being taken, or the step will be taken to set aside those flaws and rectify the flaws and come up with the proper decisions. This is what is meant by control. So every financial manager should be going in for budgetary control. In later chapters we'll be seeing all that. And also for the long range planning. Long range planning in the sense it comes under capital budgeting decisions. It's a brief idea or a very detailed chapter about the long term purpose of investments. So we'll be seeing all that in detail in the following chapters. So here in fund requirement decision, the financial manager has to see what the investment in fixed assets, and also he has to assess on the working capital requirements and what are the funds to be generated for this purpose. That should be identified through certain techniques on budgetary control and capital budgeting plans. So this comes under fund requirement decisions, and this working capital serves as an indirect method or indirect way of generating the productivity for the fixed assets. So to increase the productivity for the fixed assets through the working of the fixed assets, the working capital serves as a major source. So the financial manager has to give equal importance for long range planning as well as for generation of short term funds. This is very important in fund requirement decision. So next we go in for the next decision known as the financing decision. What do you mean by financing decision? Financing decision is nothing other than the funds are being identified by the financial manager. Now the next thing is that from various sources how the funds can be generated. That should be the idea of the financial manager. So how the funds can be raised from various sources, that should be determined. And also the financial manager should say that there is a proper mix of various sources of funds. Proper mix in the sense there should be a mix between the source of funds generated from outsiders as well as within the company's own funds. Therefore, various sources of funds it goes in for, as already you know, the source of the funds can be through shares, debentures, then creditors, borrowings from banks. All these are the various sources generated for getting the funds. And also the financial manager should look into the capital structure. What do you mean by capital structure? Capital structure is none other but the composition of long-term sources of the funds. Long-term source of the funds can be through shares, through debentures, bonds, etc. All these are public deposits. All these are long-term source of the funds. So there should be a composition of long-term source of the funds, and also there should be a proper balance of short-term and long-term source of the funds. So simple example for long-term sources: shares, debentures, bonds, then public deposits. All these are long-term sources. Short-term sources, as already you know, bank overdraft, trade credit, then commercial papers. All these are short-term source of the funds. So there should be a proper balance. The financial manager should always keep a balance between the long-term source of the funds as well as the short-term source of the funds. Short-term means not less than 1 year. That is meant by short-term source of the funds. Then ensuring the long-term funds and financing fixed assets or long-term investments. So if at all the fixed assets are to be purchased, the company has to spend, or the firm has to spend huge amount of, or invest huge amount of money. The long-term investments, say the earnings out of these long-term investments cannot be generated very easily. It takes a long time for generating for the long-term investments. It takes a long time for earning profitability. So the financial manager has to ensure that if at all it's a long-term funds or financing in the fixed assets or long-term investments are being made, then what will be the outcome or the profitability, within how much years they can reach the target, that should be identified. And also the financing can be done through the permanent needs of, by considering the permanent needs of working capital. Permanent needs of working capital, say working capital is otherwise very much important for the the functioning of the firm. If at all there is going to be some block in that, then the productivity will entirely stop for the concern. So whenever the fixed assets are being put into action, the productivity starts, then there should be a smooth flow of the operation cycle of the working capital requirements. As already you know that stock converted to debtors to receivables, and receivables to cash. It's an operating cycle. So the working capital requirement has to be identified very clearly, and the financial manager has to have how much he ensures for the fixed assets and how much goes in for the working capital. That should be taken into consideration. And also be a balance between long-term funds and loan funds and own funds. So what do you mean by loan funds? Which they borrow from the outsiders, and own funds. What are the own funds pertaining to that particular firm? That is about. So there should be a proper balance. Even a proper balance should be there between the fixed assets and the working capital, as well as when they go in for financing or generating the funds, there should be a proper balance between the loan funds and own funds also. And also they have to say about the overall capitalization of the firm. Overall capitalization, there is a meaning in financial management. So here, when the funds are procured at minimum cost, the funds the financial manager should be able to procure the funds at a minimum cost. Only then the company can have a stable balance in the market price of the share, or they can be able to pay a regular dividend to the shareholders. And they have to work it on this. Say the fixed assets to be employed, the capital cost should not increase. That becomes a problematic situation on the part of the firm. So every concern has to see they have to balance that cost. That should be a minimum cost. When the funds are being procured, that should not be at a higher cost, but they should have a minimum cost wherein they are able to tolerate shocks of lean period. What do you mean by financial shocks? There are certain uncontrollable risks for the concern. When we cannot say the economy, there can be a problem, or there can be some crisis in the economy. There can be some crisis. What can be the crisis? There can be fluctuations in the stock markets. Monetary values can come down. All these can be some problems, some crises which are happening. Certain financial shocks. These are very much hazardous for the economy, and therefore of lean period, some period where it cannot be predicted. There can be some major deviations happening in an economy. So here, if at all the firm is going to have these funds generated at a higher cost, that will be more, that the firm cannot bear all the losses. So here the financial manager should be able to procure the fund at a minimum cost, so that it will be able to tolerate the financial shocks of lean period. So now only if the concern is able to have normal profit or a minimum profit by employing all these, fixed assets as well as the working capital, then the company will be able, or the firm will be able to pay a normal rate of return to the equity shareholders. So if at all there is going to be financial shocks, what will happen? There will be a fall in the dividend, where the company cannot be stabilized, or the firm will not be stabilized, and this results to the loss of the company. So when the financial manager is procuring these funds and financing on the concern, then he has to see that it is at a minimum cost, so that they are able to manage at the circumstances of financial shocks of lean period. That is the meaning. So in finance decisions, what are the various sources where the financial manager is going to generate the funds, as well as he should have a proper balance between investments in fixed assets as well as in the working capital, and also have a proper balance of between the loan funds or borrowings from the outsiders as well as the own funds of the concern. So in determining the overall capitalization, the funds which are being generated from the various sources should be procured at a minimum cost, so that the financial manager is able to tolerate financial shocks of lean period. That is the meaning. Now we'll pass on to the third decision, that is investment decision. So in investment decision, we are going to see about, so the financial manager has determined about the fund procurement, he has determined about the various sources. Now he has to make a decision about which type of assets, a selection of assets the investment is going to be made. So here either he is going to purchase the fixed assets or invest in the working capital. So here selection of the assets, in the sense there will be different investment alternatives. As already you know, if the decisions are to be made, there will be different alternatives in front of the financial manager. So he has to chart out the correct decision. There should be a careful identification of which proposal suits the concern to the best. So the investment alternatives, as already you know, there will be various investment alternatives, and in this investment alternatives he has to choose the best which gives an optimum return for the concern. Therefore, as already you know, the resources are very scarce and limited, and therefore the scarce resources which can be employed very productive only gives the best result. So the finance manager has to ration out, in the sense the rationed and discreetly used project which are acceptable should be taken into consideration. So he has to make a careful estimation of to which type of asset the investment is going to be made. So the total amount of the assets to be held and the composition of fixed and current assets. So what do you mean by composition of fixed assets? Actually, when the investment is made in the fixed assets, it goes with a long-term investment proposal, and it's made in the current assets, it goes with a short-term proposal. Therefore, there should be a composition. It should be inclusive of fixed assets and current assets, but there should be a proper composition. There should be a proper balance. Only then that leads to the optimum productivity. So here, whenever they are going to do this particular composition, the risk factor has to be taken into consideration. What will be the risk employed in the firm? As already you know, there is a direct relationship between risk and return. If risk increases, return also increases. But how can this risk or the return increases? Only when the composition, when the fixed assets and the current assets are employed in a very productive manner. Based on that, the risk factor is taken into consideration. So investment decisions result in the purchase of fixed assets. So here the investment can be in the fixed asset, that is a long-term investment. So now we are going to see how the investment decision is being made pertaining to the fixed assets and the current assets. So this again is diversified under two concepts: long-term investment and another one is short-term investment. So now we are going to see about this long-term investment. Investment is referred to as capital budgeting decision. Capital budgeting, the simple term for long-term investment, is for long period of time. It is a capital budgeting decision. So the investment is made in fixed assets or purchase of fixed assets. Long-term assets creates earnings to the firm. You know, when the fixed assets, it is a one-time purchase and it creates an earning to the firm. But the earnings cannot be predicted very easily. Within 1 year you cannot earn. It takes some years. The minimum period of earnings or the profitability can be termed from 3 to 5 years. So only then the earnings of the firms can be identified, but it is a one-time purchase. So the long-term assets or the fixed assets creates earnings to the firm and it gives benefits in future. That is what investment in fixed assets the concern cannot immediately get a profit. It takes some time. So it gives the benefits only in future. So the future is uncertain, and also the prediction cannot be made very crystal clear. It takes some time because the future is uncertain. So here the financial manager should be very cautious enough while purchasing a fixed asset or investment being made in the fixed asset, that investment is going to generate some earnings. That earnings should be stable. That is very much clear. And also the investment can be identified. Either the purchase of the fixed asset is for a new firm which is being newly established by the concern, or expand the existing firm. That should be identified by the financial manager. And also the financial manager has to carefully analyze, he should evaluate the profitability. So in the decision making, in capital budgeting decision making, based on various decisions, based on the various project proposals, the ideas can be generated which investment gives him the best returns. That is there. So this we are going in detail with the other chapters. And the fund should be committed on long-term proposals. So long-term investment being made, the fund should be committed on long-term proposals by the concern. The proposals from 3 years to 5 years. What can be the earnings which can be identified? This is on the long-term proposals. So in investment decisions there are two types. One is the long-term decision, another one is the short-term investment decision. So we are going to the next one, the short-term investment decision. So now coming to the short-term investment decision. Short-term investment decision is otherwise for a short period of time. This referred to the working capital management. So working capital management is already you know, for the day-to-day administration of the business, minimum liquid cash is needed. So the financial manager has to see on to this, very important. And so as already you know, the cash is being allocated so as for what? Receivables and inventory or stock. So there is an operating cycle in this working capital management. Stock to debtors, converted to debtors, debtors to receivables, and receivables to cash, and again it's going to be purchase of the stock. So it is an operating cycle. So the financial manager has to carefully identify the working capital requirement. How much of allocation of cash is needed for the receivables and purchase of inventory stock. It does not contribute directly to earnings. As already you know, working capital management is an indirect way of contributing to the profitability of the concern. How? The existence of the working capital is necessary for proper, efficient and optimization of utilization of fixed assets. If the fixed assets are being employed and that employed fixed assets should be in a productive manner, for that purpose working capital is needed. So it is an indirect method of generating earnings for a concern. So how the working capital is necessary? It is necessary for the best utilization of the fixed asset. For making productive utilization of the fixed assets, working capital is needed. That relates to generating proper and efficient and optimum earnings for the concern. So long-term decisions says about the capital budgeting for the long-term purpose, employing in fixed assets, and short-term decisions or short-term investment decisions says about the working capital management. So this short-term decision does not directly relate to earning, but it contributes indirectly to earnings. How? When the fixed assets are employed, it is in a productive manner, it reaches to the efficiency of giving an earning for the concern. So this is about the two types of investment decisions. One is the long-term investment decision and another one is the short-term investment decision. Next we pass on to the last type of decision making. This is about the dividend decision. So what do you mean by dividend decision? Say out of the profitability, out of the net profits of the concern, it is divisible into two categories. One is, so when the net profit is generated by the concern, it is going to be diversified. A small ratio will be kept or retained as earnings by the concern for further expansion of its business, and a major part will be distributed as dividend to the shareholders. Shareholders in the sense equity shareholders. So two main class of shareholders is already you know, preference shareholders and equity shareholders. Preference shareholders, they will be getting a fixed dividend. So it is known as a hybrid security. As how they get a fixed interest, they get it in the form of a fixed dividend. The dividend will be fixed. So the preference shareholders get a fixed dividend, but whereas the equity shareholders get a dividend based on the profitability of the company. So if the company is going to get, if the company is going to seek more amount of debt from the outsiders, it will be the natural idea of the shareholders, equity shareholders, that they will be seeking more amount of dividend. But so the company has to decide about this. So it's the role of the financial manager to play an important role in deciding about this policy of giving dividend. So he should assist the top management in deciding about this. So because equity shareholders tend to be the real owners or the true owners of the concerns, so their expectations, if they want to be stabilized in that concern for long period of time, then the dividend policy should be very much effective. It should be clear and it should be a stable one also. So the amount of dividend to be paid to the shareholders should be determined by the financial manager, and the amount to be retained in business. So as already I told you, out of the net profit generated by the company, a minimum share will be kept as the retained earnings and a maximum will be given as dividends. So that is decided, that is up to the policy of the company. But still, the expectation of the shareholders, if they want to stay back in the concern for a long period of time, then proper dividend should be provided to the equity shareholders. Therefore, the amount to be retained in the business also to be taken into consideration. What is retaining in the business? In order to develop the business or expand the business, or else if they want to establish certain branches of the business, then they can have this retained earnings. Growth of the business can be determined. So next point is non-declaration of dividend affects market price of the share. So if at all the concern is not going to declare the dividend, that is not a good policy on the concern. Therefore, surely it will affect the market price of the share, because the dividend payout ratio says about the ratio of the composition of the dividend which is being paid out to shareholders has to be determined very clearly by the financial manager. Only that will decide about the market price of the share, whether it increases or decreases in the among the market. Okay, therefore market in the mean, I mean the share market. Therefore, this is very important. So the dividend payout ratio will be determined based on the composition of how the market price of the share is increasing or in a decreasing trend. But the non-declaration of the dividend will not satisfy or fulfill the needs of the shareholders. They will not be staying in that concern for a long period of time. Therefore, the concern should pay out a dividend which is on a regular basis. That is very important. And also the continuation is depends upon the preference of equity shareholders. So it depends upon the preference of the shareholders. Equity shareholders means, as already you know, see, if it is going to be if the company is in a very peak time, then the expectation of the shareholders can be more high for the equity shareholders, then they will be paid a very good dividend. See, as well as another circumstances, so if the company is going for high borrowings from outsiders, then also the expectation of the shareholders for the equity dividend will be very high, because the company is having the capacity to repay the debt in a proper time. Within the stipulated period of time, the company pays the debt very clearly. So the expectation of the shareholders also will be that if the company is able to pay the debt on a stipulated period of time, and the company is brands in a very high view, then the equity shareholders also expect very high dividend. Similarly, when the company faces the losses also, what is remaining only will go to the shareholders. At the time of liquidation of the company, after paying all the debenture holders, the creditors, the unsecured creditors and the preference shareholders, if there is only balance which is remaining, that will be settled for the equity shareholders. So there are two extreme circumstances. So that says about this fact that depends on the preference of equity shareholders, and also the investment opportunities available with the firm. So the concern will have different opportunities, different alternatives. So here the financial manager has to choose the best investment opportunity. And when the decisions are being paid, again the equity shareholders thinks of its reinvestment which gives an opportunity cost for him, which gives more opportunity for him. Therefore here that will create more profitability, that will create more stability for him. Therefore the the financial manager has to think about both the investment opportunity of the firm, also the investment opportunity of the shareholder. So from the point of view of the shareholder, the increase in the rate of dividend beyond market expectation increases the market price of the share. So increase in the rate of dividend surely increases the market price of the shares, and also the otherwise, the decrease in the rate of dividend also decreases the market price of the shares. So small amount set aside as retained earnings for further expansion of the business. As I told you, retained earnings will be a small proportion. That also depends upon the discretion of the directors as well as the equity preference of the equity shareholders. Also, if the company wants to grow, then a portion will be retained for the future growth of its business. And also, if reinvestment is less, then the growth will be less. So if the concern is to think of reinvestment, if it's less means the growth will be taking for a long period. It will take lesser growth. It will take some time for the concern to grow. And if the reinvestment is more, it leads to faster growth of the company. So again, there should be a balance between providing a dividend, a fair and stable dividend for the equity shareholders. Also at the same time thinking on to reinvestment for or retention of this earnings for the growth of the company. So here it is the ultimate role of the financial manager to have a proper balance between these two. Okay, and so this is all about the four major decision making by the financial manager. So here it is concrete. It should be very concrete. It should not lead to any bias, because all these investments plays a very important role. Investing in fixed assets, investing in working capital requirements, as well as dividend policy, as well as how to generate the funds from various sources and how it should be made productive. All this should be identified and should be put very analytically through budgetary control and long range planning measures by the financial manager, so that the company reaches to the optimum level of earnings. So these are the four major decision makings which are being employed by the financial manager for the earnings or the profitability of the firm, so as well as wealth maximization of the shareholders. So today with this information we are winding up. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Allen's Academy of Commerce, and also click on to the like button if you have liked this videos, and give up with your valuable comments. Thank you for watching this video. Again, we'll come out with many new informations about the other classes. Thank you all. Kindly subscribe to Allen's Academy of Commerce. Thank you all once again.